Are you curious about what comedians and celebrities hide on their phones? Me too! Hello, I'm Will Sebag-Montefiore, and welcome to Privacy Settings on FUBAR Radio, the show where I go through your favourite people's phones and grill them on what grubby little secrets I can find. Unfiltered, uncensored, and unlocked. Joining me today is impressionist, comedian, and Lime Bike spokesperson, Josh Berry. Josh, thanks for being here.
Thanks for including the Lime Bike, but it's often missed out in introductions, so I appreciate that.
You spokesperson for them, right? You did all that?
I'm not being paid for that, no. I've done an ad.
Great.
But
So
I can slag them off. Incidentally, I don't want to slag them off. I think they're great.
Well, there's a big flip-flop immediately there.
Please book me for more stuff, Lime.
If you could. Josh, can I have your phone, please?
Yes. Yes, you can. There you go.
How'd you feel about this?
That's fine. It does feel a bit like I'm kind of giving you my, and this is probably quite Freudian, but giving you my penis. It feels very vulnerable. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Like, do you mind if I just take it? And you're like, sure, here it is.
I'm going to hold it gently, but I could squeeze.
Yeah, and you're like, God, it could go well, but who knows?
I now feel like I'm holding a penis. And I feel like I'm judging myself for how I'm holding the phone. I'm going for a classic sort of 5-finger grip. Well, 4 fingers and a thumb.
Yeah. I can't stop thinking about how Jordan Peterson would analyse this based on the fact that before we started recording, we were just doing Jordan Peterson impressions.
Well, Freud would bloody say the phone is obviously a symbol for the penis, but Jung would say something very different. He would say it's an exploration of the shadow. You want to bloody grip a penis. Hey,
you've got to exercise the shadow. You've got to involve yourself in the shadow, and if you don't, then you're a bloody monster.
You've got to learn to grab a penis and then control it.
Yeah. What is a penis?
What do you mean, penis?
Where does the penis stop and the body begin? Often, I see myself as a walking cock. Peterson on Peterson is a great episode. This is the first radio show ever, I think, where I'm going to ask you if you could turn your phone on loud. I'm not an iPhone boy. Could you turn your phone on loud for me?
Yeah, sure.
Just in case we get any notifications, it's good to jump in.
I see. Yeah.
Did you not know what loud meant?
No, sorry, I didn't know. I try to keep it on Do Not Disturb, but I'm also on it all the time.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Secrets. This is not for the listener, but I'm going to hand it back to you because I can't work an iPhone.
Oh,
but
that's
from
fine.
now on,
Don't
I'll
worry.
pretend that I'm going through it.
So
let's have a look at these notifications, Josh.
You want to see the notifications?
Yeah, what notifications we got on your phone?
Okay, so I've got calendar stuff, not done by me, done by my lovely girlfriend. Wife at some
Fiance.
point. Yeah, so at some point implies...
You missed the middle, between the...
I always find fiance feels a bit pretentious.
It's great.
Do you know what I mean?
Fiance.
Yeah, I just feel a bit like I'm like, this is actually my fiance.
Does your fiance have access to your phone? Is she going through it all the time?
Yeah, she'll go through it. Well, there was a period before the proposal where I was incredibly, touchy about her going on my phone in case I'd had a message that related to it.
Yeah.
And so it did feel like I was having an affair. I think most men probably feel this way when they're about to propose. I don't know if you felt that.
Well, I was having an affair, yeah.
Oh, you were also having an affair.
So that was tricky. It made it difficult.
It really got in the way of actually doing the proposal.
Yeah. It's so hard. Just
dilemma.
time-wise, it was difficult to manage.
Yeah. Because I'm all for the... personally, I'm all for the admin. It's just the sex that would be a nightmare in an affair.
Yeah, I actually got in it for the admin. The sex is sort of
it's sort of secondary.
It's just par for the course, yeah.
Absolutely.
So phone on loud. If any notifications come through, feel free to we'll read them out. I'll get you to read them out because
I mean, these are all quite boring. Whoop, 9 notifications. A Whoop band. I'm a sort of.
You're a Whoop boy.
Can I swear on this? Or
I'm
a fully full gold star twat.
Well, I think it might be good to go into Whoop. So what is Whoop? Can you explain for the players?
It seems like it's a brand deal. It's not.
Well, hopefully. Whoop, if you're listening.
Whoop is a fitness... Oh, my God, I'm such a twat.
You are a twat.
Whoop is a fitness wearable that, charts your resting heart rate and your heart rate variability and all that kind of
You got sleep score and stuff.
Yeah,
right
you get sleep
score. Can we have a look at your sleep score? How you been sleeping?
Well, I've been drinking a lot recently, so my sleep score is quite bad.
Does this feel invasive looking
at
it?
Not at all. You
great.
can perv on my sleep score.
Do you have your erection information like Brian Johnson?
No, I wouldn't say I've gone that far. I'm not that anxious about death. I mean, I'm anxious about death, don't get me wrong, but not quite that much.
Well, we got there quicker than I expected until death.
Well, okay, so Saturday, 33%.
A 33%.
Yeah, that's not good.
Sleep score.
Yeah.
You did some cycling though.
I did do some cycling.
Oh, that's today. Is that today or is that another time?
I can't.
Oh, God. Do you know when sometimes I'm like, I'm a young person, and then I look at something like this and I'm like, I don't know what the magic spaceship does. There's so many graphs, strain and recovery, down 33%.
Yeah, no, it's not good.
Resting heart rate, lows of 54, highs of 60.
Yeah, no, average of 54. That night it was 60, which is not good. That's
Wow.
I would say over the course of the year it's gone up by 10 beats on average, which is a sign that I'm having a good time.
A good time, not a long time,
Yeah,
baby.
that's for sure.
Well, what's your relation? What do you think if someone were to say someone stole your phone as they cycled past you in Sadiq Khan's London, and then they just instead of selling it on and sending it to China or whatever, they looked through your phone.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think it says about you?
I'm obviously scatty as fuck. I think that's definitely what comes across. If you a sort of little gander through the Notes app, you'll see that I'm just absolutely all over the shop.
We're going to go through the Notes app. I'm going to save that for later on. I'm going to dangle that as a little carrot.
But I mean, you'll have found this or find this with the other comedians you talk to. It's just like very kind of tit-bitty general lines that make no sense to anyone else. There'd be a lot of that. I'm clearly sort of quite a heavy phone user, I would say.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, what else? My internet history.
I've just seen that you've got Last War, which is one of those games.
Oh, do I?
Yeah. There's
I didn't
a game.
even know I downloaded that.
Yeah, there's one of those games where you run along, allow Last War to track your activity.
Let's say no.
Let's say ask. Well, we can't say no. We can say ask app not to.
Okay, nice.
Sorry,
can I see that? I don't know if I downloaded. Someone else downloaded that for me.
Last War.
Really?
Yeah. It's one of those games you'll be able to hear the theme music currently. It's where you run along and you have to choose which one to go to.
Oh, do you know what? I think I'm actually going to just remove that app because that's a complete waste of my life.
Oh my God!
Sorry.
Wow. Live on air.
I think in a space of TikTok scrolling, that's exactly the kind of like stupid brain rot crap that I would have taken on.
Yeah, that. I've never seen someone actually. I've seen lots of adverts for that game, but I've never seen anyone actually download it. Did you play it?
No, I'm a real sucker. Yeah, it's boring.
Yeah.
It's not great.
You heard it here first.
That's shit. No, but what would someone get a sense of? Probably, if you went through my photos, probably vanity. You probably know that I was a comedian because there's lots of in the voice notes bit. There's a lot of bits of me doing impressions, and then I'm like at the end of the voice recording, I'm like, oh, that's fucking shit. So like, there's a lot of that.
The sort of comedian's dichotomy of being like, I'm great at this, I'll record it, but then also at the end, that was terrible and I hate myself.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, I would say. There's a lot of like early work stuff, and I'm like, oh, fuck off, you idiot.
Do you have any apps that are sort of like uncommon that you don't think everybody has? I guess Whoop is one of them.
Whoop is probably one of them. What else do I have?
Splice? Am I Sim?
Yeah.
Australian ETA? That's just...
Masim is just like an Australian eSIM. So when I did shows in Australia, it was Splice. Do you not use Splice? It's like an editing thing for your vids. It's quite good.
You editing your videos on Splice, are you?
Well, when I do them myself, but I started offsetting that too.
God, it's tough at the top.
Yeah.
Young's on tap. You've got the Young's on tap.
Yes, very much so. I've been really in the pub. I mean, we went to the pub, didn't we, on Thursday?
We did go to the pub.
Had a good time.
We did a really bad pub quiz.
Yeah, came 6th of 10.
Yeah, where the pub quiz mistress, the speakers weren't.
Is that the name?
I don't know. It feels worse.
It was a BDSM themed quiz.
Yeah. Everyone was. We were all the subs. It was fantastic. Yeah. But the pub quiz sound wasn't coming out of the speakers, and I went to ask the pub quiz person, like, "Oh, could you turn it up?"
Yeah.
And she went like this.
Yeah, she was very.
She was so unhappy. And then the picture round was the lionesses.
Yes, and because you're an anti-feminist, you had no idea who any of them were.
Yeah, I didn't know a single lioness.
Yeah.
Whereas you...
I knew all of them, but just...
Do you want to name them now, actually?
Probably better not to.
Better not to?
Just doing a bit.
I think we should clarify, though, that we don't like football.
Yes.
We hate football more than we do women.
Yes.
Don't hide. Don't open your water and try and hide.
No,
sipping to see if we can think of something.
Anyway, other things during the quiz. She kept saying that we were in a throuple, which was sort of not really very funny the first time, and then extremely less funny the 5th and 6th times.
Like the opposite of Family Guy.
Yeah.
Humour. Yeah. This I actually feel a little bit. We got the screen time. I found your screen time.
Oh no!
Here we go. Josh Berry's screen time. An hour and 17 minutes on socials.
Not today. Oh, that's maybe just so far today.
So far today, I'm going to click into it.
Disgusting.
Most users Instagram, 44 minutes on Instagram.
Today.
Yeah. He's got a 2-hour app limit on TikTok X.
That's never observed, is it?
Is it not?
Are you a fan of the brilliant Adrian Gray? Do you know Adrian Gray?
No.
He did this amazing series called Panic Stations, and on Panic Stations there was this kind of piss take advert of like a Bet365 ad, but it was about heroin, and it was the joke was, you know, them being like, hey, why don't you set your own limit on your heroin use? And the person's like, yeah, that sounds great. That's how I feel about screen time. It's like, I'm setting the limit, so I can just break the limit. That's
you're the boss.
Yeah.
Here we go. The weekly use of Instagram.
I don't want to see it.
It's hard. It's quite hard to... it's a Monday, isn't it? So I was like, it hasn't changed. It's Monday. That's why. Down 48% from last week, Josh, so far. 32 minutes on YouTube. So look, we're all constantly on our phones.
But here's the thing, right? I actually think time spent on YouTube... I actually would say I do not ever regret time spent on YouTube.
Ever?
That's a big claim. I'm going to stand by it.
Okay, yeah.
I don't ever regret, because I actually think it's educational. Before I came here, I was watching like a compilation of like Alistair Campbell being Malcolm Tucker.
Oh yeah.
And it was fucking amazing. It's just him getting in really big arguments with like tabloid journalists and stuff. It's so funny.
And do you think that's because you're actively seeking out the content rather than just scrolling mindlessly?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And also, like, I'll often use it as I'll use it as a tool to learn impressions, for example, or I'll use it to, like, you know, watch like an educational... I watched this fascinating thing about Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton the other day about like the history of physical comedy, and it was like a video essay. Like, it was really interesting. Or like, I don't regret, like, I finished watching Squid Game. I went on YouTube. I watched a video essay about it, and it got all this meaning out that I'd missed, and I was like, this is brilliant. Whereas I feel it's so rare on Instagram, for example, for me to go on and be like, do you know what? That's really enlightened my lived experience. Unless it's cooking. And then that's quite good, because I feel like you can pick up some tips and tricks. You know?
Do you mean like Gen Z unless it's cooking?
Oh, yeah.
Like the content
unless
is
it's
cooking.
Unless it's bussing.
Berry is cooking.
In which case, you know, I think I might actually be Gen Z, or I'm certainly on the cusp.
Yeah, you're cusping.
Yeah.
You might be a geriatric millennial.
Or I'm what is that, a zillennial? No.
I don't know, too old, can't remember.
I'm on the fence anyway, basically.
Yeah, I think I'm just in the millennial garden. I'm quite firmly in the millennial garden.
I think you're not that, but you're sort of a young millennial.
Yeah.
Whereas I would say I'm both in that, like, I'm very chaotic, like a Gen Z, but I'm desperate for approval.
Hence the Instagram.
Yeah.
Because you're contributing to the brain rot that we're experiencing.
I know,
right?
which is so actually.
How do you feel about that?
I'm completely inconsistent in terms of what I think I should be doing.
Yeah, you're like you're to go back to the heroin thing. You're selling heroin.
I genuinely, and talking about how shit I think heroin is.
Yeah. But which is good.
Yeah.
You're not. Yeah. You're like advertising it by not advertising.
Yeah, it's a bit like Gary's economics. It's like, you're kind of like, oh yeah, some of these points are quite good, but you were a trader as well, so how do I, you know?
Yeah. Have you got a Gary up your sleeve?
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to get his mouth there.
Get his mouth, yeah. Well, I'll ask you a question as Jordan Peterson.
But let me try and get into it, because that might put me too on the spot. I'm just trying to remember. I did a bit where I did like different academics analysing Shrek on my Instagram. That was fun, and it was like he was one of them, and it was about him being like, the people in Far, Far Away are very aware that their standard of living has gone down. The Three Bears 30 years ago would have had like a house and everything, but what the problem is, people like Lord Farquaad are buying the assets from people like the Three Bears, and as a result, the middle class's general quality of living is going down in Far, Far Away. That was... I maybe feel like that's not quite as good as it was on my Instagram, but that was... I've watched quite a lot of his.
We can listen back and we can cut it if you don't like it. Don't you worry about that.
No, I thought it was great, actually.
The producer's rapidly shaking his head.
I know, he thinks he thought it was shit.
No, he didn't want it cut.
Oh, no, he thought it was good. Okay, good. Yes,
good.
See, there you go. Validation, need for approval.
Was that right?
Was it good? Do you like me?
Do you like me? I like you a lot. Is there anything that your phone thinks you care about that you don't care about? Like your sort of targeted ads on Instagram and these sort of things. What are you seeing?
Oh, that's interesting. I get quite a lot of... I don't know. I'm into most of it. I think the problem...
It's all pretty accurate.
Yeah, I think the problem is you know, we all love to think that we're incredibly mysterious and complex, but you know, the Instagram algorithm is probably the best indication of your character.
Yeah. So what?
One's character.
What do you find that unnerving? Like, do you buy stuff off Instagram? Do you go in and...
I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of my stuff, or historically anyway, a lot of my comedic stuff has been about how, you know, people think they're mysterious, but actually just really do fall within a bell curve.
Yeah.
I'm the same. You know, it's not a surprise to me that like a lot of my For You page is kind of sexy images of Dua Lipa gyrating on a stage. You know, I think she's sexy. Lock me up. You know, what am I going to do about another big thing is like...
is that a crime?
Yeah, is that a crime? If that's a crime, then lock me up. I'll throw away the key. I'm sorry, I think Dua Lipa is sexy.
That's controversial takes like this.
Yeah, it's really, we're really pushing the boat out of this podcast.
Oh, we're going to get cancelled for this.
Yeah, God. So, but there's that, and then there's like tennis. I'm obsessed with all tennis-y stuff. And then also like male hair loss journeys. There's this guy I follow who... he was kind of like completely bald a few years ago, and then like through like injecting his scalp with little micro needles, has basically just like grown his whole hair back. And I'm so there for it. Like I'm so into this guy's journey. And like everyone in the like it used to be at the start, like people were like fucking mean in the comments, being like, just let it go, man, it's over. And then now you're like he's got like a full head of hair, and everyone's like, fucking yeah. You know, he's come back. He's done the tennising equivalent of coming back from like 2 sets, 5 love, 40 love down, and there he is.
There he is, full head of hair.
I love it. I love that shit.
I think it's fascinating the way that conversation has changed from basically laughing at Wayne Rooney for hair transplants,
right,
to now like people like I look it up all the time. I'm like, am I going to do it? Like, I wouldn't if it weren't for social media. Yeah. So I think this guy just went into it being like, I'm gonna grow it back, and he did.
And he just owns it, because I think, I don't know, like a few years ago, people used to be like, ha ha ha, let's laugh at men who are balding. Yeah. Maybe they might feel sad. It doesn't matter, you know. Fuck it, I don't care. And you're just like, that's not very nice. I've always felt quite strongly about that it feels like a kind of like, I don't know, ripping on someone for that seems a bit unfair.
It's an interesting like the way it's changed. To like that it's now, because I think there was taboo about it, and like I don't know, I'm just fascinated that hair transplants were not a thing that I'd ever thought about or focused on, and now like content like that is ubiquitous.
Yeah, because so many people do it, so it's kind of like, but then it's good because it also makes it like people probably don't feel as ashamed, because like many more people are much more happy to sort of have an open conversation about it, rather than it being like, I don't know, like a kind of like a few years ago when it was kind of fine for some reason to be like,
But I like whenever I do like online satire stuff that sort of skews like the further right, like people are just like they're angry about the politics of the left wing satire I do, but they're really angry about my hairline. Really, they're just like, get a hair transplant, man.
But do you find that, because I don't know, how do you cope with that? Because people like this, and this is something I fucking hate about the internet, and I'm so bad at dealing with, because I'm a sensitive man. Cuff me for Dua Lipa.
Arrest
I'm being
him.
sensitive.
Put him in jail with Dua Lipa.
But I just like anything. People will just comment about anything they notice about your appearance. Yeah. And sometimes it's kind of funny. Like people will be like, "Your eyebrows are shaking hands, mate," and I'm like, "That is quite funny. That's witty. I've got big eyebrows. Fine, they're slugs."
And at least you've done it a bit creatively. Eyebrow shaking hands is funny.
I know, it's witty, isn't it? It's very well done. Yeah. Whereas like sometimes like something that always used to fucking kill me is like people would be like, "Oh, you put on a bit of weight," and I would hate that, because I'd just be like, "Fuck, man! Like I don't feel very happy about that. Like thanks for pointing it out. You know, it's like."
Do you have any strategies to deal with that kind of stuff, or do you just?
I just complain to my fiance about it. I'm just honestly, I'm not very good at it. I can't really take it. Like, I find that really hard. Yeah, I find that hard aspect of like, and I should be more detached. And everyone's like, "Oh, you should be detached about how your work's received, and you should be detached about your appearance and all that." But I'm not at all. Like, no. I'm a deeply fragile man.
So if anyone wants to comment under this with specific things that you dislike about our appearances, that would be great.
Unless it's really fucking funny.
Yeah, here's a challenge. Roast us. Yeah. But be good about it.
Make me not sit up. You know that period just right before you go to sleep, and you sort of like jackknife in your bed thinking about the cringe times you've had in your life. Like, make me be able to take it and not think about it right before I'm about to go to sleep.
Welcome back. You're listening to Privacy Settings with me, Will Sebag-Montefiore, the show where I go through all of your 1,227 unread emails because somebody had to. Josh Berry's still here with me in the studio. Josh, quick question. How many unread emails do you have currently?
Let's have a look, shall we? Many. It says 2,493, but I imagine it's probably higher than that.
Well, how can it be? Wait, you think it's got it wrong?
No, as in like it only goes back to a certain level, and then afterwards there's more.
It's just gone.
Yeah,
it's gone down and down.
It's just a complete wasteland of marketing from Trip.com and then sometimes I'll put 2 different emails in from Trip.com, so they'll do their marketing round, and then it'll be like Trip.com, endless, just the same rubbish.
And are you ever someone to go through and sit and delete stuff, or you just leave it there and it'll sort itself out?
I like to stew in my own chaos.
It's beautiful. What the first couple of emails that you got in there? You got anything interesting in there?
I'm going for a massage after this.
Oh,
so I got one from the Thai spa. So that'll be fun.
That'd be nice. Just marketing stuff.
Yeah, just Naomi from Bolt. I mean, I find that so ridiculous when it's like, "Hi, it's Naomi from." No, you made up.
Yeah, it
You're
doesn't.
not a real fucking person.
You're talking about it, though.
Yeah. Ironically, I've played into Naomi's hands.
But
bollocks.
I think seedier than the email is the Instagram DM. And I've gone through I've gone into your DMs. I've gone into the weirdest of the folders, which is the requests folder.
Oh yes.
I think I'll let you read this out.
Can I just say before we do this,
Please.
Very interesting distinction between Instagram DMs are weird, definitely,
Undisputedly, yeah.
but sometimes they're nice, or sometimes people are just like, hey, came to your show, really enjoyed this aspect of it, this really spoke to me, or are you doing this show here or whatever.
Yeah.
But TikTok invariably fucking weird people.
Really?
Just everything is weird. Every single one is weird. I've never had like a serious thing. It's just random accounts with like 6 followers going, hello, or hi, and then just nothing. And you're like, what? It's really strange.
Have you ever responded? See what happens.
Maybe I should do that. I should be more playful and respond to them. I'm just like, oh, God, why aren't you giving me professional opportunities, you piece of shit?
But then when the people come in and say, you want to grow your profile by 100,000 for free? That's an opportunity.
Yeah, well, those are genuine.
Yeah, that's how you became big on Instagram.
Yeah. How do you think I did it?
Yeah.
I just, a Brazilian businessman with a dream.
It's Naomi from Growth Hub.
Yeah, Naomi from Bolt contacted me and said, do you want 100,000 followers in 5 weeks?
Yeah. I've started replying to those people by just saying, I'm married. And whenever they reply, I go, seriously, I'm married. Please stop messaging me. I think it's a really fun thing to do. So,
sorry, yes, let's read this.
You've got a little DM from America Goes Always First.
America Goes Always First. Fascinating syntax, just to say.
Agaf.
Yeah, agaf.
Haven't seen many agaf caps.
I've got to be honest, and then the handle is make_America_great with a T, double T at the end. I've got to be honest, I'm not a fan of Make America Great Again as a slogan, but it's arguably better than Make America Great.
Yeah, the double T is a weird choice because usually people will go for an extra underscore. It's kind of sexy, like, ooh, I got an underscore at the end of my handle, but this is just 2 T's. 8 followers, 0 posts. You don't follow each other on Instagram.
Yeah.
And this man, I'm going to say man.
I think it's a man.
It's
not going to be a sexy woman.
I doubt it. Has responded to one of your stories now. What's the story that they've responded to?
So I, because my life is a joke, sorry, is it horrible me doing this? Like putting the magnifying glass on? No, it's really
what's your little
funny.
story about? And you're like, oh, God.
No, it's funny as hell. No, because you're a fellow creative, so you get it. It's more when I have to explain it to like people who have like proper jobs. Like I was at the pub yesterday, and there are people who are like management consultants or whatever, and they're like, so what did you do this week? And I was like, well, I decided it'd be really funny if I had a massive prosthetic penis that flopped out during my show. And I decided I needed to get one of those designed. So I took the active steps to make that happen. And they're looking at me, with their kind of 8 till 3 in the morning hours being like, who the fuck is
Yeah,
this twat?
You don't do anything of value.
Exactly.
I have Zoom meetings about meetings and then meetings to debrief the meetings. I'm a real person.
And then I do PowerPoints about those meetings.
Yeah,
That's incredibly valuable. And I'm like, well, I am enlightening the human condition and getting to the core of what life is all about by having a big floppy prosthetic penis. So anyway, that was the story. It was like, do I know any prosthetics designers who might be able to design me said flaccid sort of knee-length cock? And I asked that, and I was like, this is not a joke. And then the guy was like, the guy said, I don't know about any prosthetic penises, but would love to see yours. Haha. That's how he finishes it off, just the haha.
Amazing. It is asking for a dick pic, but it's a joke. But is it though? It's just a little like, haha, please.
You know that meme thing where it's like, oh no, don't die, you're too sexy, haha. it's that kind of vibe, isn't it?
It's a very fascinating, like the world of the Instagram DM that you get. I mean, it is a dick pic request common.
No, I wouldn't say I get many kind of gay thirst. Wish fulfillment. That's the request.
Yeah, I love that you had gay thirst to hand, but you couldn't think of the word request.
No, I was thinking of wish fulfillment, which is a Freudian thing, I think.
It's bloody complicated.
Well, it's a bloody problem, You bloody slide into the DMs. You've taken some responsibility for your life,
Finally.
And that's a bloody good thing.
But is sliding good? I'm not sure sliding is good. You should walk into a door. Dick first.
Jeremiah in Ephesians says sliding's a bloody problem. Who slid the snake? The bloody snake slid in the Garden of Eden's tree.
And if it weren't for Adam, we'd all be fucked.
But yes, an interesting request to receive.
Do you think there's a DM, a wording that could solicit a dick pic from you? Like, what would the wording have to be? No.
No way.
I'm just asking for the crowd,
Do you think I would? No, I would never.
No, I don't think there's a way.
I would never show my penis.
I think only the prosthetic one. So this is potentially in the new show?
Potentially, or in the current show, yeah.
Amazing.
I was just like, well, there are a couple of things. There was like, I think I was saying this to you. Friend said he'd seen Peter Kay talk about how he'd lost his nan, and he was doing this really emotional slideshow about it, and it was really touching. And then like halfway through, there was just a picture of his cock, and then he just moved on. And I was like, that's so funny. And I was like, I was sort of worried that my show was getting a bit too kind of preachy at points, and I was kind of I was labouring points a bit. And I was like, oh, it's kind of funny if I'm being like, no, but actually, guys, the thing that we really need to consider about masculinity and the male experience is, whilst there's this sort of stupid caricatured penis, I'm like that.
That's good stuff.
I get away with that.
Yeah,
And it's very sophisticated.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Yeah, if you are using the word prosthetics, it's sophisticated stuff. It's got 2 P's in it. Like, come on.
Yeah.
What do you think this says about masculinity? This America goes always first guy.
I'm never actually. I don't actually have a problem with someone shooting their shot, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like you have to have had some degree of kind of like reasoning behind it. If I was like publicly on my story suggesting that might be the type of thing that I'd be open to, that's one thing. But me saying I would like a prosthetic penis, please.
But look, that's the first time you've mentioned penises on your story. So it's like, I don't know about prosthetic penises, but I would love to see. Like, that's good stuff, I think you should give this guy a chance.
Do you think? Should I send him a dick pic right now?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I was so hoping. It would be weird. It'd be a weird thing to do.
I find that kind of, I don't know. I feel like, I won't be sending.
Maybe just say, come see the show.
Maybe for charity.
For charity.
Maybe for charity, I'd do it.
Yeah.
If it raised if there was like a business, I mean, I know obviously this is the unbelievable narcissism of what I'm about to say. I'm imagining an indecent proposal, but it's just for me. And there's this business guy, and he's like, if you show me your cock, I'll give like £1 million to charity.
But no one ever knows.
Yeah, but I'm like, I can't. You would be deeply unethical if you didn't show your cock in that instance. Deeply unethical. So.
I like the idea that now someone could like create a fake Instagram page that's like Amnesty International. and just like Amnesty International but spelled with 2 T's.
Yeah.
Slide into DMs and be
or
like, listen,
international amnesty based on how this guy, America, or children goes always first.
Yeah. Look, it's hard to go, like all of the handles are taken.
Yeah.
It's difficult for people out there, especially the MAGA movement. It's tough for them. Look, people don't say it enough. It's difficult for them.
Yeah.
This whole section is the Instagram bit right here. We're not moving on to notes until after the break. No, great. Josh, could we jump into the TikTok? Can we have a quick look at TikTok messages?
Do that. Good
See if there's any
idea.
messages that you've got recently.
Yeah.
Because are you more Instagram or are you more TikTok, would you say?
Well, I'm nowhere near as successful on TikTok. I've got like 86,000 on TikTok, which is not as much as the other ones. Where do I even find it? Oh, here we go. Into requests. Okay.
So we're having a look at Josh's messages.
Okay,
here.
I mean that's amazing. To be fair, having just said, oh, no one ever sends anything meaningful. Someone has just said, can I pay you to do this thing?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've said, can I pay you to show me your cock? No, no, it's they actually do want me to do an impression thing. So okay, we'll take that.
Oh, so that's a work thing.
Yeah, that actually is.
Can you? Who is it? What are we talking? How much money?
They want me to do a Jimmy Carr 15-second clip for a wedding.
Oh, that's nice. Would you? That's cute. What would Jimmy Carr just be like? Weddings are shit.
Yeah. Don't get married. What the fuck are you doing? I don't know. Yeah,
Perfect.
What would he? What kind of witty, acerbic thing would Jimmy Carr
This
say
is good.
about
This is like
weddings?
seeing the process of actually how you get work and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, this is great. So how would you go about writing this? Now you've got the.
Well, presumably he wants some sort of, I don't know. What would Jimmy Carr be like?
Say I'm getting married.
You're disabled. You're getting married. Oh, you're disabled. Ha ha. That'd be that.
Perfect.
That's the Jimmy Carr.
Yeah,
joke.
that is
I'm
the Jimmy Carr joke.
Slagging him off. Sorry, that's unfair. He's very skillful.
Yeah, no, that's unfair because he wouldn't have written that. That's great.
That's not
too
not
good.
Jimmy Carr material.
No, it wasn't that offensive. And it had an ending.
Oh, man. Here we go. Here's another one. My company would like to collaborate with you and are ready to pay you big. And all you need to do is create a content for the company and post it on your page and tag us.
Just the content.
And we would pay $350 weekly. And if your video gets over 500k views, we would pay $500. And you will be doing this 2 to 3 times a week. All right, mate.
Wow, it's getting bigger and bigger, this.
It doesn't sound like a sort of a kind of consensual agreement.
Yeah. That company? Amnesty International. It's not true. Who was the company, or is that just a representative of the company?
I've got to be honest. He's called Arthur Edits. I don't know how reputable this guy is.
Arthur Edits doesn't sound like a CEO. I don't think I've seen him on Bartlett's.
Oh, here we go. And Bartlett's had everyone on.
Yeah.
He probably has had Arthur Edits on, to be honest. He's
seen
scraping the bottom of the fucking barrel at this stage.
Arthur Edits is just like, if you drink water through your nose, it'll cure your cancer.
And Steve Bartlett's like, wow, interesting. Wow, that sounds credible. Okay, here we go. The Greatness Movement. And this is from a man with, I'm going to say, 20 facial tattoos. He says, let's assume if $5,000 was deposited to Cash App as a blessing, what will you use it for? What will you use it for? Be honest. 1, food. 2, child. 3, bills. 4, family. 5, car. 6, investment. 7, your needs. 8, rent. 9, college. 10, save it. 11, vacation with you. What the fuck is that? That's just words.
That is just what you can't buy a child for $5,000.
But like, why are these people doing outreach? Like, what's he trying to achieve?
Is it digital pyramid schemes?
Yeah.
Is it like a company that's been like, if you get these amount of people to sign up to our thing, then we'll give you money? Because often I get them from people who say they're affiliated with a bigger thing but aren't.
Right.
But
okay.
Is it just bots?
I feel like it must be bots who are just driving engagement on the platform, right?
Yeah. I'd really love to be like an actual journalist with skill who could like investigate these people.
Yeah.
But instead I just go, why is that?
Yeah. I'm so distrusting of it. Anyway, that's most of the TikTok DMs. that I receive.
And have you left? So, most of the people will know you from Instagram and making content on there. Have you completely left Twitter? Were you ever that big on Twitter?
Oh, yeah. I used to do Twitter back in Twitter was the one I got the most followers on initially. I did Twitter kind of through 2019 to 2021 too. And then I kind of did it less. And then I just deleted my account because I hated it. I thought it was an absolute cesspit.
You think it's too left wing now, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I think it's too left and right wing, to be honest. I just don't think it's particularly interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like so many of the debates just become like mud throwing, and people are kind of afraid to make interesting, nuanced points about things.
And if someone does, there'll be mud underneath it.
Completely. Yeah. It's just this whole game of like how, It's the philosophy thing, like the fallacy ad hominem. It's like, how can I attack this person rather than assessing their argument? And I thought it really appealed to some of the worst aspects of the human behavior. Like moral certainty and witch hunting, and I think, and honestly, actually, a big turning point for me was when I read or listened to "So You've Been Publicly Shamed" by John Ronson. Have you listened to that? Yeah.
It's an amazing book,
isn't it?
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, this is awful.
It is gross. It is like
so mob-like.
I think it's in. This is very self-aggrandizing to do this, but I'm going to quote "One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest," where they talk. I love it. They do talk about. I was with a man who was quoting. What's John Ronson sound like?
I was with Will Sebag-Montefiore, who said that he was going to quote "One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest." So he quoted "One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest." But at that point, an American fundamentalist came in and told me that I was a twat and that he would piss on my head and wanted to take a shit in my palm.
Well, I said that, but I'm Canadian and I'm not fundamental. The fundamentals I know are my 12 rules for life. I did not do this, or did I? It's hard to tell.
I had to stop recording at this point because I was having an anxiety attack. No, I'm not belittling that. I love an anxiety attack myself, actually.
There's a quote in it, something about hens at a pecking party, which is all about how if one hen starts pecking a chicken and there's a little bit of blood, when all the other chickens see the bit of blood, they'll start pecking and pecking and pecking until it's like, there's blood. And I think that, I often think about that with social media.
Yeah.
It's just like, dive on this. It's good stuff. It's nice stuff.
Yeah.
Phones are great, aren't they?
But they can be. I feel often that like the way I use mine, I'm like, the phone's not gonna use me. I'm gonna use the phone.
I'm in charge.
And then it's like, well done, you've scrolled for 4 hours.
Yeah. I'm not taking the heroin. The heroin's taking me.
Yeah, I'm in control at all points. No, but I mean, today, actually, before I came here, I was very surprised. I spent like an hour doing impressions, and that actually was a really helpful use of time.
You're listening to Privacy Settings on FUBAR Radio, the show where I go through a guest's notes. Oh, it's uncomfortable. Josh, how are you feeling?
No, I'm feeling quite good.
You're feeling quite good about the notes?
Yeah. I think the notes are probably my least embarrassing area. I think.
Okay. I'm excited to this. So
I've shown you my For You page. I think that's the most intimate part.
Yeah. Is Dua Lipa in the notes? That's the question.
No Dua Lipa.
You don't know that. I'm going to search through your notes.
Dua
Lipa.
No.
Jobs. Dua Lipa tickets for my girlfriend.
Okay, fair. Actually, this is a bit uncomfortable now. Have I said anything else?
No, just a jobs. So this is a note. I don't know. 10th of April 2024.
Yeah.
Jobs : and there's two jobs.
Yeah.
One job is Dua Lipa tickets for your girlfriend, who I haven't named here.
Yeah.
It says her name in
Eliza.
it. Yeah. Okay, great. I didn't know. I didn't want to be like Dua Lipa tickets for Eliza. Yeah. Second email at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And then there are 3 words at the end of this.
What?
Art imitates life.
Oh no! What the fuck is that? Do you know what? I actually take back everything I said about the embarrassing.
It is. I'm holding your penis, and now I'm looking at what the individual veins look like.
Penis.
I'm lifting up the scrotum, baby.
It does imitate. Oh god.
There are a couple of other. Okay.
Maybe I'm trying to think what I would have wanted Art Imitates Life for. I would have maybe wanted it as like I don't know, something. There's no way of me just justifying this. That isn't just
His
horrifically
body
pretentious.
language for the listener has
look at
changed.
that.
Josh is now
Really?
head down.
I was so cool and like, I'm just
Yeah.
going to do a podcast. Whereas now I feel so deeply ashamed.
So I've now gone into the other Dua Lipa mention. This is a real insight for the fans of Josh Berry into how you come up with your ideas. So this is a note, 26th of April 2024 at 9:38 p.m.
Yeah.
Me playing different characters before going into Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Did I write that?
You did.
I have no recollection of that.
This is roast you for £1.
Yeah.
Is that you stand on the street and roast people for £1?
That was a good idea actually. I was going to dress as like an old-fashioned sort of court jester. Stand somewhere in the city.
And
There'd be a
people for
camera
£1.
and just roast them for £1. But do it to like rhyme and do it to music, like sort of like Green Sleeves is playing in the background,
Yeah.
And then I'd sort of roast someone. Yeah.
Can you do that now for me?
No, I haven't. Sorry.
First rule of improv: always say no.
No.
Yeah.
No full stop. Yes, and
This
no.
this is quite a long note, so we're going to go through all of them. Going up to people who aren't celebrities and asking them for a photo.
Oh, that's quite funny, isn't it? Don't you think that's quite a funny idea?
That's quite a funny idea.
Or like what?
Because they'd be like, "Why on earth?"
Yeah. It's quite like. Or another thing I thought would be really funny is you find someone who looks a bit like the celebrity, and you're like, "Oh my God,
fun.
Rick Rubin." I don't know why Rick Rubin came into my head, but just Rick Rubin. I loved your book, man. Can I get a photo? Or, that. What else?
More day in the lives of.
Yeah, boring.
More join me's.
Boring. Yeah.
Durham advert.
Oh yeah, that was someone else had that idea that to do like a really harsh advert about Durham University just being full of people who didn't get into Oxford and Cambridge, and it was just like, come and join us at Durham, that which is really unfair but also completely hilarious.
Yeah.
So.
The Josh Berry guarantee. And the Dua Lipa mention in this one is the concept of going out with someone after Dua Lipa.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can't remember why I would have thought of that. I think Eliza's sister's friend went out with Dua Lipa or something, or someone, and then I was just like, imagine, because she's so cool and great in every way. So it's a bit weird. Not weird.
Do you mean Eliza or Dua Lipa?
No, my obsession with Dua Lipa. I need to rein it in a bit, actually.
Yeah, and it's coming up more. This is from a Rafe Hubris blog in 2022.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, because Rafe
has mentioned Dua Lipa a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Rafe is your...
well, back when I was on Twitter and kind of, Rafe Hubris was a piss take of a Tory advisor, and he was just a bit of a kind of, public school bluffer type. Playing very far from myself, and
a posh guy who likes Dua Lipa.
A posh guy likes Dua Lipa and Susanna Reid, etc. And so there were lots of jokes about how he would, Dua Lipa was sort of the ultimate reference point of a beautiful woman.
And that hasn't changed since 2022. This one sticks out for me. This is rate the fit, but it's just me in a gimp suit.
Yeah. I keep having these ideas about... I find quirky sex stuff, I've always thought it's firstly very interesting and very funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in live settings, I feel like people agree with me. It gets good laughs.
Yeah.
On Instagram or online, it feels like that kind of stuff is just a lot harder to get to land for some reason. Whether that's algorithmic suppression, whether that's people just find it a bit much or whatever... I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But like, this is a good example of an idea that I think is funny. Or like, that thing of like, excuse me, could you just walk us through your outfit? And it's a guy who's clearly just like come out of a dominatrix's dungeon.
Yeah.
I just think that's really funny. But I just don't think
trying to talk through a ball gag.
Yeah, exactly. Quite cheap actually. All that kind of thing. But, yeah. So this is probably an idea that just wouldn't work. But again, like, it's very easy on Instagram, and this is a big criticism of Instagram, is that it creates a type of content that I think can just be so fucking boring and like. But what does well, and often it's sometimes it's making a clever point or whatever, but often what I found success doing is just sort of feeding people's lives back to them and them going, wow, that's so observant. And you're like, it's not. It's quite easy to do.
I have split the G before.
Yeah. No, that one was good.
That one was good.
Sketch
No,
was
actually,
good.
that was a sketch Josh and I did about splitting the G.
Yeah, it was great. But I think the big issue is like, this is something that I actually genuinely think is quite funny, but I don't know if it would do that well.
Yeah, it's an interesting like area for comedy of like stuff that you genuinely find funny and want to make, but you're like, well, I just know that won't do as well. Where is the space for that?
I think stand-up. The show that I did before this one was all about that. It was all about sex and class and how class kind of permeates sex and how and politics permeates sex and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, I think this is really funny, like the sort of politics of someone getting pegged. Because there was that rumour that Prince William was to get pegged, and I was like, oh, this is really interesting, like from a kind of like anthropological perspective, and also it's funny. Yeah. And so I was like, this is good. Let's, I can do like 10, 15 minutes like unpacking this, and so yeah, wouldn't necessarily do that well online.
No.
But in a live setting, people really enjoyed it.
Do you think clips of it go well?
I've done stuff before where I've like put clips of that specific bit up, and then Instagram's like it violates something or whatever. I used to have a bit about how, it was a bit about how like if you wreck posh people, they love you for it, they enjoy it, like they enjoy you ruining them. If you slightly undermine them, they hate it, but if you absolutely wreck them to their face, they fucking love you for some reason. Yeah. And I was basically saying, I think that's what's happened with the people that like watching me. Like I've been wrecking them online 3 times a week for like 18 months at that point. And I was like, am I like the dominatrix you've always wanted? And the whole bit was about me pretending to sort of whip these men, pointing out obvious posh things about them, being like, I bet you go on loads of skiing holidays every year, or so I'm whipping them. And then the joke was, me sort of masturbating, pretending to be whipped, being like, oh my God, yeah, I've got to Verbier and Val Thorens twice this year. God, I'm so fucking posh. Ugh, I'm such a caricature. And then it was, more and more exaggerated. And it was funny, and people found it really funny. But on Instagram, it clearly flagged for quite a lot of things, rightly or wrongly.
Yeah.
Me pretending to shit in a posh man's mouth apparently is too far.
God.
But I think, honestly, that is really my sense of humour. I think it's really funny. Yeah. And I actually think that's a perfect example of where, like, stuff online, you can't maybe explore some of those ideas that are more extreme and I think a bit more interesting.
Yeah. I think let's move on to this other note that we found on here. Can we get it up on the screen? Put it up on the screen. What did Rogan say? Jamie, can we get that up?
Can we put that up on screen? That's very bad Theo Von for anyone.
There's no such thing as a bad Theo Von.
Well, that's the bloody problem,
Theo Von's a smart man. He's a deity in many ways.
So I like this one. This is sort of a little haiku or something. We were desperately trying not to make eye contact unless we did and had to fuck.
Yes. I thought of this in the pub the other night.
The pub that I was in with you?
No, it was the next day, actually.
Imagine. No inspiration happened the time we were together.
It was no, plenty of inspiration happened. But this is a bit of a play on, that bit in Peep Show where he's like, oh God, Jeremy, what if our hands touch? And he's like, well, if our hands touch, Mark, then we fuck. I thought about that. I was like, it reminded me kind of that, but it was basically there's a bit of my show where which you've seen, about where I'm talking about my best friend asking me to be his best man and how we just couldn't make eye contact. And I was like, I can't quite find a joke for it. And I was like, what's there's a saying, oh, this is so pretentious, so you have to forgive me.
I can't wait.
I believe it was Nietzsche who said, terrible.
God, that is bad.
That's really bad. But that a joke is saying something in too few words. And I was like, what's the essence of the discomfort in that bit? It's a fear of male emotional intimacy.
Yeah.
Because clearly some deep homophobic thing in a man's head is like, oh my God, if I have a genuine moment of tender compassion with my friend, it might mean we have sex.
Yeah.
And so like, I thought that was probably quite a good line to like do that joke in that bit, because I was like, we couldn't make eye contact because if we did, then we'd have to fuck each other.
Yeah,
we just have to. We'd have to. That's how it goes. I'm afraid. If you look at a man in the eye for more than 3 seconds, then you have to marry him. I think.
Yeah. It's like a straight guy being like, look, I'd obviously fuck a man, but I wouldn't kiss one.
Sorry. Who said that?
You never said that?
I've never heard that one.
Oh, that's weird. That's only me. Only my friends? Oh. Yeah, okay. Interesting.
That's so funny.
I've
never heard that one. Maybe that's...
That's just a quote from me. Just a quote from me.
But I feel, I hope that it sort of betrays the, I hope it betrays the kind of core homophobia that lies at the heart of the heterosexual male experience.
Yeah, it's get over it, lads.
Yeah.
Louis Theroux asks obvious question. That's I don't know if that's just a description of what he does or if that's
that's more a savagery of him.
Yeah. Is that weird?
Would you do that? Is that the sort of thing I would do? I don't know if I'd do that.
I think you bloody would.
I don't know if I would say that. Would I do that?
I was talking last night in the pub to someone about how when you do you find this, because you do impressions, when you do...
I do one.
Well, it's a bloody good one, eh?
You start to become proficient in other people's impressions of the people you do impressions of.
But when we were talking about you earlier, because we're all big fans, I was like, I just kept going, is that weird? Because I just am trying to do an impression of you doing an impression.
You know, I thought that was quite good. I sort of like
that. Kay Van Novak does Louis Theroux.
Oh, yeah.
And he does him in a kind of like...
I was here with Will. I was on FUBAR Radio. I didn't know what I was doing here, but I thought I quite liked it.
It's that type of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, it's good. But then, you know...
I try and get across the sort of slightly more... I don't know what you call it. Sort of rounded Louis. Is it a bit more like that? Kind of a little bit more sort of delicate. Would that be accurate?
That's bloody delicate.
Just can't help.
What would it sound like if Jordan Peterson was making very gentle love to Louis Theroux?
I think we're about to find out.
Yeah.
Louis. Oh, God. Don't make eye contact with me.
I don't, is this the sort of thing I would do often? I don't know if I would do that.
Who would be top?
Yeah. Could I do that?
Who would be bottom?
Is that the sort of thing you would do? Would you do that?
Well, it depends on how you define do.
Yeah.
Would I be doing or would I be having done?
Would you be Therouxing? Is that a bit weird?
Kiss me.
Oh, Josh.
I enjoyed that.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me. I don't know how much I achieved on this podcast.
I don't think that's the aim of this.
Okay.
I think it's sort of, if you felt uncomfortable, we got to look inside your phone.
Yeah. No, I was worried I'd said something about Dua Lipa in my notes, but I think I got away with it.
You got away with it.
Yeah.
Maybe come back another time when we maybe we'll have you back when your sleep score is better.
Yeah, because it's absolute trash at the moment.
If you're a fan of Josh, go and find him online. Is it at Josh Berry?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. He doesn't care. Doesn't need you. But if you want to slide into those DMs,
don't come to my shows. I don't want you there.
His dream is an empty.
What's that Stuart Lee thing?
So my ideal is an entirely sold out venue with no one here.
That's not me.
It is him. Don't believe the persona, I guess. Thank you for listening to Privacy Settings on FUBAR Radio. I'm Will Sebag-Montefiore. That's Josh Berry. We'll love you and leave you and see you next time.